of militant vegans belonging to an organisation called Animal Rebellion chucking milk on the floor of Harrods Food Hall, as seen here, I have good news for all you vegans out there. And from the unlikeliest of sources, I might say, here it is. ASDA. Yep, good old working class, no-nonsense ASDA is now marketing a product that isn't aimed only at a bunch of spoiled, middle-class know-it-alls with no sense of humour and a very poor grasp of what they are actually saying. Exhibit 1, Your Honour, is this self-description of yet another vegan activist organisation. This one's called Surge. Nice name, which describes itself as follows. We are a grassroots non-profit animal rights organisation. Grassroots? Sounds appetising, doesn't it? And if they had their way, of course, grassroots would be all we'd ever eat. And then there's the second bit. It's here. They talk about compassion towards all non-human animals. A compassion that specifically excludes human ones, you will notice. After all, they could have taken that milk and donated it to a food bank where it might have done some good to the occasional human animal. But then, well, it's so much easier to speak for creatures to which you feel superior. You know, like the Labour Party talking for the working classes, or the Democrats in America. Same thing. Oh, and something else I've noticed about vegan activism. There are dozens of vegan activist organisations of all sorts. I suspect that's probably because they're so hungry all the time that they don't get along too well with other people. I found something called the Minimalist Vegan, and it says here vegan activism is a proactive approach. That's nice. Vegan activists merely present the truth in the many ways humans exploit animals and take away their freedom. That's merely, but their organisation acts the idea in which all non-human animals are entitled to the possession of their own lives. Well, that's an expression full of meaning, isn't it? Anyway, I'm getting, yeah, they don't get along with each other. They're each, sort of up their own fundaments and can't see anything else. Well, anyway, I'm getting distracted. I definitely think we should be more humane in our farming practices, and certainly we should make available to all food that's better grown and produced. And that's why I'm so happy to be able to tell you that I've found proof at last that veganism has come to the masses. As I said, the proof is here with ASDA's finest. Plant-based mashed potatoes. Now, isn't that absolutely amazing? Will the wonders of science never cease? No, I'm perfectly serious. This is an amazing step forward, isn't it? All you vegans can now eat plant-based potatoes with an absolutely clear conscience. Well, at least the mashed ones. But still, it's marvellous that they finally found a vegetarian substitute for at least one way of eating the majestic potato. You know, look, I have to confess, I've eaten potatoes most of my life. But I've always felt, a bit of a pang when I see their little bodies piled up on supermarket shelves, especially the new potatoes, of course. Just think of them. Poor little things, hardly born and ripped from their beds to be unceremoniously washed, boiled and then covered in butter. What a way to go. Of course, I'm talking only about the cultivated ones. Obviously, cultivated potatoes are the only ones we can catch up with. The wild ones, well, they have too many eyes. I do have to admit that I have on many occasions woken up in the middle of the night fretting about the suffering of the potato, grown in the dark, never knowing the free life of the wild ones. Yeah. Ah, yes. Many's the time I've gone on wild potato holidays in Norfolk or Idaho and sat for hours in little observation posts waiting with my binoculars to catch a glimpse of the herds of wild tubers rolling by the sackful across the flat, rich countryside, scattering gouts of mud and compost in their wake. And I was doing all this while I knew that their less fortunate cultivated sisters and brothers were being skinned alive. Let's face it, how many of us have ordered potato skins at some trendy restaurant and not given it a second thought? Well, have you ever thought about how those skins are obtained? I mean, they don't grow on trees, do they? And then think of all those potatoes shivering in the cold while their jackets are being eaten by greedy diners. So, plant-based mashed potato from ASDA. That's the answer. And we can all be relieved that the ghastly trade in cultivated potatoes has finally had its chips. All right, I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. If you want to be sure of a notification of a new upload, subscribe to me at Granniopteryx on Twitter, Gab or Parler. Or all three if you're really a glutton for punishment. And please like this video, please share it, please subscribe to my channel. If you are subscribed on YouTube, check that your subscription is still live. They're a bit naughty about that. Yeah, like, share, subscribe, contribute to my channel. Here you'll see a buy me a coffee dancing mug, beaker, whatever it's called. And below the video in the description you'll find all the information about buy me a coffee, subscribe star and just plain old PayPal if you want to contribute. But as I say, contributing by sharing, liking and subscribing is also great, and I appreciate anything you do for me. Right, that's it. Till next time.